attract what you want, you attract who you are. Now see, Jordan Mama was dropping gems this episode, but I still don't like them. So of course everyone is talking about the Palm Springs trip in their personal inner circles. So the boys are all together, and since PJ is the one that brought all the drama, you know he had to say his piece in everything that went down that weekend. And he went to telling everyone how he slept in the same bed with Becky after the blow up she had with Miami, as if there was some winner shit to say. Boy, we don't like you and we don't like her. So clearly it was just two fools laid up together. But on top of that, he had the nerve to let the boys know that he brought Miami to the trip as a friend because he thought everyone was bringing friends. Like, please stop lying. Everybody paid their money and portion for that trip. Y'all was in a group chat and there was no way possible anyone discussed bringing extra people because one, Amanda made it very clear in her argument with Miami that she would never show up to someone's event that she doesn't know and that she didn't appreciate Miami doing it either. So I just know she did not give up any energy that said she wanted everyone to bring extra people. I wish he stopped lying and owned up to what he really was trying to achieve by bringing Miami, which was make the girl Rebecca mad. But we ain't gonna sit up here and keep lying to justify what you did. That's what we're not gonna do. I just don't like the way PJ handled the situation because everyone know he caused a problem bringing Miami and he just won't own up to it. And he'd rather keep adding things to the lie he has created as if we gonna believe him. Boy, please. But you know what? Maybe him and Becky is made for each other since they both like to lie. Hell. So continuing on the conversation, he brought up that he still have feelings for Becky, and if he knew prior to the trip, he wouldn't have brought Miami. But PJ just proved what I have been thinking this whole time. I never felt like he liked Rebecca after the situation happened with him, Jordan, Brianna, and Rebecca, because Jordan smashed Rebecca, so he probably felt like he was getting Jordan seconds. Until Jordan told him it wasn't nothing serious. But deep down, PJ didn't like her from that situation, and instead of him saying that, he made her get in her feelings by taking Miami on that trip, knowing that he would have Rebecca there to be with and on. At least that's what she thought. But Rebecca's so damn dumb that she doesn't realize that he disrespected her by doing that. Because before the trip, they clearly was having some type of communication that had her liking him and had her thinking they would be together or at least working towards something. And if we're being honest, she's supposed to play him like a fool, but she is falling for him like one. But I'm just so over these two. Let's talk about the other two that's been getting on my nerves, Brianna and Jordan Jan. Now, their little situationship been doomed from the start because at one point, you'll have Jordan falling all over Brianna. And at another point, you'll have Brianna falling all over Jordan. And it's just a back and forth cycle with them. But at the end of the day, Brianna don't know what she wants and Jordan knows exactly what he wants. And it's clearly not Brianna. Jordan just wants to flirt and be laid up with Brianna whenever he can because she gives him that free range to because he is telling her sweet nothings and giving her mixed signals and she is just falling for all of it. But Jordan is telling the guys that he is not ready to give himself to anyone, and of course he has a big company to run, so he is using that as an excuse why he don't want to go all in with Brianna. And my thing is, if that's the case, just tell her that. Stop trying to play her because you got her thinking otherwise. And let's be clear, yes, part of the reason you, Jordan, don't want to be with her is because you have a company to run. But the other part is because you want to be a playboy and date around, which we already know. Since you're walking around here like a fake Drake with this heart cut in your head, and we know Drake is all about playing with girls' hearts while being emotional in the process. And that's exactly what Jordan is doing. And if that's the case, fine, do you. But don't be out here trying to make it seem like it's Brianna falling all over you when really it's you being all over her and making her feel some type of way and not telling her your real intentions. Niggas. It's like all these boys on the show, really just PJ and Jordan and Gerald too, but we haven't gotten into his problems in full depth yet. It's very immature. They do not know how to communicate with these girls, and the girls don't know how to read between the lines of what the relationship is with these boys, which is nothing. Dust, flatline, dead. Now, Lord, child, let's get into the fools of best friends, Brianna and Rebecca. Now, of course, they spoke about the situation that went down in Palm Springs, but before we're doing that, they brought up a real conversation of them having a 9-to-5, but also having a side hustle, which is expected living in a city like LA. Shoot, I got the same thing living in New Jersey and working in New York. It's just expensive, okay? Side note, y'all go check out Crownin Collector. But Rihanna is complaining about working for the white man and don't really have nothing going on for herself other than that. And Rebecca is motivating Rihanna and basically telling her don't feel bad that she is having imposter syndrome because we all go through it, and letting her know she will eventually find that thing she can capitalize and go for a throttle on. Okay. See, now, this is a conversation I want to hear from them because this is some real ass shit that many people can relate to and connect with them on. And as much as I don't care for Rebecca, after that stunt she pulled in Palm Springs, she was trying to give her friend a little boost. So I give her kudos for that. Now, speaking of Palm Springs, Lord, this is where Rebecca reminds me that I just don't like her. So they started talking about it, and Rihanna is trying to figure out how PJ ended up in her and Rebecca's room. So Rebecca goes to say that PJ in Miami got into an argument, and she told him he can sleep with her. So Rihanna is like, it was other rooms that he could have slept in. Why he had to sleep in this one? And I'm like, exactly. That house was huge, and there were plenty of rooms he could have slept in. But he knew Rebecca was easy access, and he went to her room because she let him come to her with open arms. But anyways, in their conversation, here we go again with Rebecca making Miami seem like the problem, because on the trip, Miami put Rebecca to the side just to have a conversation and to let her know that she was just friends with PJ, but Rebecca was already hostile and been had animosity with the girl Miami, that it was nothing Miami could say or do to make Rebecca, feel, calm down and chill out. So it was a lost cause from the beginning. But finally, we get Rebecca saying that she is going to finally have a conversation with PJ. So Brianna is like, well, girl, you better than me because I would have been cut him off. And I'm like, exactly. Okay, Brianna got some type of sense. All right. This man had Rebecca out here looking silly and stupid, and she just keep giving him the benefit of the doubt. And I'm just confused as to why. Now, granted, Brianna is doing all this talking now, and she clearly got some type of sense. But I am rooting for her until I see how she handled the situation she got going on with Jordan, because friends love to tell you, their other friend, what they would do in a predicament if they was in it. But then, once they in a predicament, they just as weak and foolish as you with the guy they like. So, we'll see how she played her situation out. So eventually, we get to PJ and Rebecca having their conversation with each other, and Rebecca is talking about how Rihanna was on PJ's ass about bringing another girl on the trip, knowing that Rebecca was going to be there. But my thing is, Rebecca, why weren't you on PJ's ass? Because you are the one that got feelings for him instead of you, being mad at the girl that he brought. Mind you, I still, and deep down inside, I think that PJ and Rihanna like each other, but we'll see. And granted, we seen Rihanna get on PJ case maybe once or twice, but she wasn't going as hard as Rebecca was going on Miami, and not one time did anyone put Rebecca to the side and tell her she was wrong for attacking Miami the way that she was. Like, don't only check the guy, check your friend too. So apparently PJ said that he didn't know that Rebecca had feelings for him, and that is the story he is sticking to. At the end of that conversation, he says he is interested in seeing where they can go. But I just know this ain't going nowhere, because he has shown too many signs that he don't care for her like that. But once again, we shall see. So moving on from all the foolishness with them, let's get into some real millennial black love, honey, from Ty and her boyfriend Jalen. I am so happy to be getting into them, because I feel like I am going to like their relationship so much on the show, depending on how much they give us. So Ty and Jalen goes to visit her mom, and this is where we get some, background information on their relationship. So Jalen and Ty's mom is very close, because Jalen used to live with Ty, her mom, after he was, probably in the streets doing bad things, just doing stuff he ain't had no business doing. But then the mama told him that, he got to get his life together if he gonna stay here, which he did, and their relationship just kind of grew stronger from that situation. So that's good to have your boyfriend and your mama close. That's very cute. But child, listen, if it was my mother, Sonetta Bird Smith / Payne, she would have been looking at me crazy like, who for the sleep well, stay well? Yeah, nah, we ain't going for that. But I would snatch you in, babe. So after we hear about how the relationship started, Ty dives into the legacy networking event that she is putting together and how her father plays a big part in her creating this event because he has been in jail all her life. Shit, he got life. And while talking about him, Ty's mom starts crying, and it makes sense because it's an emotional topic because her mom felt like she messed up getting pregnant by someone who went to jail, so Ty couldn't have that male figure in the house. But Ty was like, child, it's not that serious. Like, I'm not as hurt. I'm hurt, but I'm not that hurt about the situation. And I'm just surprised that Ty didn't cry because we've been getting Ty crying this whole season so far. And this is the one time she didn't cry. I'm shocked, girl. It was a crying moment. You ain't do that, so okay. Well, maybe she just been through that situation or had that talk so many times. Like, it's just like, you know, it's whatever. But anyways, after that, Ty, Amanda, and Brianna went out for one of their usual girls gathering. And Brianna started talking about how she's about to start this new business venture. And granted, we don't know what it is. And she clearly don't know what it is either because she just went to a holistic store and brought a whole lot of natural and organic products that she's going to be mixing together based off a video she, watching on YouTube, like everybody do. So my girl, she's trying to figure it out. So Amanda and Ty started asking her a lot of questions that she needs to be thinking about when creating this business. And she was just like, listen, y'all gotta pause on me real quick because I'm trying to figure this out as time goes on. And granted, I understand her and why she is feeling so much pressure from Ty and Amanda because they got their business up and running. And usually people like that can intimidate you when you're trying to figure out what you're trying to figure out for your business. But Rihanna should be lucky she has friends like them because they know they shit and they will only make her grow and be better. So I like that. On top of them talking about Rihanna and the business that she is trying to create, they also started talking about the situation that went down with her and Jordan and how he dismissed her in Palm Springs. And Ty told her that Jordan has been telling the guys that he doesn't like Rihanna because she basically got nothing going for herself and that she requires too much. Hey, yes. And granted, Ty only know that because her boyfriend Jaden was with the boys and he pillow talking. Now, granted, he did say that, just not in that way. So, of course, her feelings was hurt, which I can understand why, because how someone goes from flirting with you and having you around all the time to now saying you ain't got nothing going for yourself and you require a lot. Like, sir, you know what I had going before you even started engaging with me, so now you're trying to downplay me? Wow, okay. I don't know if I got tougher skin or Rihanna is weak, but a little boy like Jordan can't make me cry saying stuff like that about me. If anything, it should make her boss the hell up. But, that wasn't mean for him to say. But no cries, no tears. Boss up. Get your business up and going. Period. So Brianna texted him and called him out on what she heard he was saying about her. And Jordan got in his feelings that Jalen told Ty, who then told Bree, talking about he didn't expect what he said to get back to Bree. Like, boy, what? You said it on national TV. It was going to get back to her eventually. It just got back to her quicker than you thought. So he is telling his mom about the situation and how he didn't necessarily say that. And it's creating drama that he don't like to be in. Now, what I will say is he didn't verbally say that Rihanna didn't have anything going for her. He just implied it when he said he wants to be with someone that is busy like him. And Brianna is not that girl. But overall, Jordan don't want Brianna, and that's just that. And he don't know how to communicate that with her because as he is talking to his mother, he is letting her know that he wants to be in a relationship or at least have some type of dating life. He just don't want it to be with Brianna. He's just basically a walking contradiction, honestly. It's like, boy, make up your mind. 1 minute you don't want to date, the next you do. Granted, he did say that most of his friends in his friend group is in a relationship, so sometimes he feels like he wants to be in one. But Jordan, baby, you don't need to be with someone if you're not ready. You're young, live your life, but don't go out here dragging these girls along if you don't have no clear intentions with them. That's the only thing I don't like. So his mom basically told him he needs to handle the situation with Brianna. But mama told him straight up, you don't need to be dating nobody, nothing. You need to be running about the business, okay? But she did tell him he needs to let Brianna know what's up. So his response was that he doesn't want to talk to her because he doesn't like confrontation. So he plans to avoid it. But technically, that's not confrontation. That is just having a conversation with someone that you led on. But Jordan don't want to own up to his actions towards Brianna, which will require him to communicate with her, which, you know, he just don't want to do. So then we get into Ty's networking event she is having, and everyone is rolling on in. And can I say, Thailand is raw as hell as an event planner. The girl comes through with the aesthetics, and so far, every event that she has had has been executed to a 10. I love that for her. But anyways, as everyone is coming in, we see PJ and Rebecca has come together. I guess this is their little appearance of showing everyone that they are a thing or they cool, if that's even the case. I just don't see it going anywhere, but that's my opinion. So because the event that Ty is having is more of a networking gathering than an actual party, she decided to separate everyone from their usual cliques and sit them next to people that they have more in common with or they can gain some insight from. So Brianna and Jordan not sitting next to each other, mainly because Ty don't want them to cause any, you know, scenes since they already got their personal problems going on. But Jordan being Jordan, he networking with the people around him and just mingling and being friendly. Okay. But he is avoiding Brianna out of everybody, which I mean, I kind of expected since he already claimed he doesn't want no confrontation. So he's going to do all that he can to dodge her at all costs. But Brianna is mad about that, honey. She feels like he needs to make some sort of attempt to approach her. But it's like, Brianna, if you are hearing that this boy is around here talking down on you and about you, he shouldn't be a factor in your world right now. Yeah, you're making him a big one. And I don't get it. The energy you had telling Rebecca to not care for PJ is not the same energy you are giving in a situation with Jordan. So clearly, you just be all talk. But along with them two being separated, Ty also did not set PJ and Rebecca together just so they can, you know, be near someone new to network with. And boy, oh boy, PJ is in his seat and he is, baby, listen, he is looking and locking and tabbing Miss Rebecca down. And it's so funny to me because he was the main one saying that he's not ready to be with Rebecca and all this stuff yet. He can't focus on what's going on around him because he's too busy watching her. Child, I swear these boys is a joke on this show. They really is. But at one point during the event, Amanda surprised Ty with a phone call from her dad, who was the inspiration behind the theme of this networking event. And I love that Amanda did that for Ty because you can tell she speaks to her dad often, but to hear from him during this time and give her encouraging words was so heartfelt and so warm. Because Ty clearly is a sweet person and you can tell that she deserves all the positive things that comes her way. But what ruined the lovely moment of Ty and her dad for me was when Brianna approached Jordan to have a conversation and he completely dismissed her as if the girl was nothing, basically. But first, PJ and Brianna had a conversation about what went down in Palm Springs. I'm so sick of Palm Springs. Like, Palm Springs, the name, the word, like, ugh, I'm so sick of it. But PJ and Brianna had a conversation about what went down in Palm Springs because Brianna felt like what PJ did to Rebecca was wrong. Which it was, and like I said before, I like that Brianna put the pressure on PJ and not Miami like Rebecca did. So because of what PJ did, Brianna was not speaking to him until this event. But PJ apologized in his own little way. Granted, I still think his excuse was whack as hell. But he was bold enough to clear the air. So of course, after dealing with PJ, Brianna felt like it was a good time to have the conversation with Jordan. And little did she know, the same energy that PJ was giving her was not the same energy that Jordan gave her. So Jordan was talking to some girl about Drake because clearly Drake has a huge influence on his life since he's walking around here with the replica of the heart in his head similar to Drake. So while talking to the girl, Brianna went up to Jordan and asked him, would you like to talk? And he told her that they don't need to, you know. But Brianna was like, well, at some point we need to have a conversation. And he was like, no, we don't. He be embarrassing this girl. And she let him. See, now at that point, he would be so irrelevant to me to the point he'll feel sick it. But Rihanna is so pressed. I think she is going to keep pressuring him so they can eventually have a conversation. And it's like, baby, please. Let it go. Jesus. Anywho, I am done rambling about episode 4. So make sure y'all stay tuned for my next episodes and my next recaps of episode 5 and 6. And with that being said, y'all go down below. Comment your thoughts on this episode. You know I love talking with you guys because this show is really crazy and it's so relatable. So that makes it even more crazy. But like this video, and last but certainly not least, subscribe and join the Queen, baby. Bye.